Grant Wahl with Brian Straus here for SI.com at the World Cup. We're here in Manaus finally, Brian, in the Amazon rainforest ahead of USA-Portugal. Big game 2 for the U.S. in this World Cup after winning game 1. The big question actually heading into this game is Jozy Altidore hurt for the U.S. Will Klinsmann go with one forward or two?
Well, he teased us the other day in Sao Paulo at the media availability, sending Chris Wondolowski and Aron Johansson out to talk to the press. We all sort of had a good laugh about it. It's like he's teasing us a little bit. He's got 3 options, and they've been pretty upfront about what those 3 options are. Start Aron Johansson alongside Clint Dempsey, start Chris Wondolowski alongside Clint Dempsey, or let Dempsey go it alone in a 4-2-3-1 and perhaps add Graham Zusi and Alejandro Bedoya on the sides. It's up in the air. I don't know which way he's going to go.
If I was going to lean one direction, I'd say having 5 midfielders would actually be a good thing for the U.S. to try and outnumber Portugal in the midfield, win that battle. Paulo Bento, the coach of Portugal, says in a long press conference, one interesting thing, that Portugal needs to win this game.
Or pack our suitcases.
Or pack our suitcases. And so I think Portugal is going to really create an open game here, and the U.S. is going to get opportunities out of that.
I think Dempsey playing as a lone forward does work a little bit better than Jozy Altidore did. Altidore tended to play too high and get isolated, where Dempsey's instincts are to sort of retreat into midfield and find the ball. And I think you're right. I think if you do have 5 midfielders, it gives guys like Michael Bradley and Kyle Beckerman more passing options. And we saw that they really needed those against Ghana. They had trouble keeping the ball.
Now, Cristiano Ronaldo is the player of the year worldwide.
We didn't hear anything about him today.
And the question is, how will the U.S. handle him? How will they defend him? And my sense is, from talking to the players, is that they see this as a team effort. You're not going to have just Fabian Johnson man-marking Ronaldo the entire game. You're going to need to have multiple guys working to sandwich him, actually, as Andy Herzog, the assistant coach, told me.
If there was a formula for stopping him, someone would have done it. You know, the guy scores 50 goals a season for Real Madrid. You don't stop Ronaldo. So the issue is limiting him enough and making sure that you don't deploy so many resources towards stopping him and you forget about the other guys out there.
I think there's also 2 big factors here, in the sense that Portugal is really a walking wounded right now. They're missing Fabio Coentrão, their tremendous left back, who went out with a groin injury. He's out of the World Cup. Pepe, their best center back from Real Madrid, is suspended for this game on a red card. They're struggling right now, and I also think Portugal has a tendency to melt down when things aren't going well for them. We saw that in game 1 when they just lost their minds, and we've seen it in previous tournaments. I have a hard time actually right now seeing Portugal coming out and blowing away the U.S. in this game.
One interesting thing facing the U.S. is that they're not as desperate as Portugal. Yes, they'd love to win, they'd love to seal advancement, but a tie is pretty good as well. I mean, most scenarios under a tie also put them in really good shape to get to the second round. We saw against Ghana how after scoring that early goal, the U.S. really had trouble staying on the front foot. They really had difficulty manufacturing the desperation after going up early. We'll see if they can manufacture that desperation tomorrow, knowing that they don't have to win the game.
One other note, I expect Michael Bradley to have a much better game after struggling in game 1. This is a guy who rarely has a bad game, almost never, that I can remember, has 2 straight bad games. And he's a guy who I think is really motivated to perform, will complete a higher percentage of his passes and be more dangerous offensively.
He knows that he has to be at his best at a world-class level for this team to win. He's the most important player on the field, and he's going to take it upon himself to do better. I agree with you.